Hello and welcome to Songs for the Struggling Artist, the blogcast. This is episode 491. My name is Emily Rainbow Davis. Hello, welcome. Today's blog is about acting, some more, and a little bit about clowning. There's some hammering and drilling going on across the street, so I'm a little stoppy-starty here, and I'm going to try to catch them out. But sometimes I may miss a bang or two, so forgive me if there's excessive banging or drilling in the background. I think we're gonna be okay, but I don't know what they're doing over there. Something. But we will proceed regardless, and this is called "Acting is Embarrassing." Goyet's passing has got me thinking a lot more about clown than I have in a while, and it got me reminiscing about all the formative clown classes I took. I keep thinking about this moment from my first clown class that has stuck with me over the years. I don't know if it was my teacher's innovation or an adaptation of Goyet's, but it was incredibly powerful. We had some men in the class, but that day we were all women. And we were playing a ball game of tossing the ball around the room to music, trying to find the pleasure, and searching for complicity in our classmates. Then our teacher, Jane, gave us the next task. When we caught the ball, we had to hold it up and say, "Look at me! I'm an actress in New York City!" When she told us this, the room fell apart. Suddenly, no one wanted the ball. Have you ever been at a wedding where the bride threw the bouquet and all the single women moved away from it? Or is that just me and my friends? Well, this ball was like that. The ball became like a hot potato no one could get rid of, whereas moments before, we'd been clamoring for it, competing to receive it. We all knew we were going to fail in the most embarrassing way. But why, you may be wondering? Was this not a room full of actresses in New York City? Yes, indeed, it was. But having to announce it with pride and demand everyone's eyes on you felt nearly impossible to almost everyone in there, even the most seasoned performers. I've been thinking about this moment and trying to unpack its power. Why did this phrase defeat us? And why were we all so uncomfortable celebrating our shared identity? Somehow, there is something incredibly mortifying about being an actress in New York City. It's partly the cliche. Like, especially to those of us who did it, it feels like everyone moves to New York City to be an actor. It's not a status position, at least not until you make it. But before then, how embarrassing. And it is gendered, of course. I do not think I'm misremembering that it was specifically actress that we were required to say, rather than the slightly more reputable actor. We were all a bit chagrined to call ourselves such. And also gendered was the call to, "Look at me." The culture teaches us to cultivate many ways to say, "Look at me," without our voices. We're taught to subtly invite looking at us. Look at us because of our clothing, our makeup, our hair, our bodies, the way we stand or move. We know we're supposed to make men, in particular, look at us, but to say, "Look at me," to actually ask for, nay, demand attention, is strictly taboo. I'm a particular fan of Mona Eltaway's work on the idea of attention-seeking. You should definitely read her essay, A Vindication on the Demands of Attention Whores, and the chapter on this in 7 Necessary Sins of Women and Girls. But the short version is that women are often dismissed with the phrase, "She just wants attention." Victims of sexual violence who come forward are dismissed in this way. Political candidates, activists, any woman who dares to raise her voice can be packed up with, "She just wants attention." And Eltaway has made a practice of answering this dismissal with something like, "Yes, I do. I do want attention. I deserve attention. I demand attention." I love this. And I try to practice the spirit of it, even when no one has directly called me attention-seeking. And maybe I learned it first in that clown class decades ago. It is embarrassing to ask everyone to look at you, but it is an incredibly valuable practice. In a clown context, it is imperative that I give an audience something to look at, that I give them a show, that I make them laugh. If I've torn their attention away from someone or something else, I better have something to offer, by God. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be clever, but it should be truthful. I just watched the documentary about Philippe Goyer, and there's a moment where one of my favorite clowns, Ettore Bissauri, comes out and does almost nothing. And he kills. He's cracking up everyone in the audience, and me, in front of my screen, just standing there in his devil outfit. And maybe you're thinking it's just the devil outfit. But no, I think it's the way he's engaging with the audience. He doesn't say anything, but his eyes are saying, "Look at me. I am up here on the stage at L'École Philippe Goyer. Look at me." And we do, and it's glorious. It is rare that women are permitted to take up that kind of space. Even models who are trained to be looked at don't tend to exude "look at me" energy. It's more voyeuristic, like they're pretending you've stumbled onto them in the dressing room. Like, "Oh, oops, are you looking at me? Ah, well, go ahead." But to demand attention, to shout, holding a trophy ball aloft, is a high-level challenge and one I still don't know if I could meet. Learning how to stand there in triumph while doing something intensely mortifying is maybe the biggest challenge of acting. But it is worth practicing. Look at me! I'm an actress in New York City. I mean, I was fully aware that I had written myself a podcast challenge by making myself say that incredibly difficult thing from my class from decades ago. I knew what I was doing, but it's still, when we got to it, I was like, oh no. But also like, the first few times I had to say, "Look at me, I'm an actress in New York City," I was trying to like imbue it with the energy that we were supposed to give it, and kept being too loud for the microphone. So I set myself a challenge in multiple ways. A technical challenge, an acting challenge, a clowning challenge, whatever. Anyway, look at me! Whee! So, what song do I have for you today? Well, I really wanted to do Misty, because if anybody ever says, "Look at me," I'm instantly singing the song Misty. I can't help it. It's like I hear "Look at me," I think, "Look at me." And, but I cannot play it so well. So we'll save Misty for a time when I can rope in my in-house piano player. But this week is not that week. So I've looked at other songs that incorporate the "Look at me" sense, and I have discovered a Sabrina Carpenter song. This is my second Sabrina Carpenter song that I've done, having paid no attention to her before. Now I've done two. Well, you've heard one, and you're about to hear a second. They are both 3-chord songs, like straight up 3-chord songs. So you don't see that every day, especially not two. I feel like one, okay, that's a 3-chord song, but two 3-chord songs. It's a whole thing. So I'm going to play "Looking at Me" for you, before too long. But meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, thank you. I'm very grateful to know that, or not know it, to just have you feel that. I am grateful for. And if you would like to support it, you can do that with money, or with sharings, or telling someone, or any of the things, or just by listening. That is also support. But the way to do it with money is patreon.com/Emily R. Davis. That's the hot spot, but there's also Ko-fi, there's PayPal. You can do a paid subscription on Substack. I'm getting better. I'm trying to catch up on Substack. Right now, I'm still like 3 months behind in terms of posting to Substack, but I will catch up now that I actually do have paid subscribers there. So right now, it's like the redheaded stepchild of my platforms, but I'm working on fixing it up a little bit. So and mostly, of course, thank you for listening. So, what can I tell you about Looking at Me? Well, I feel like this song does not have the quality of a demand to look at you. There's not a lot of those, honestly. I couldn't find any anyway. But it has a certain quality of knowing that you are at the center of attention. I think this is a little bit more like that kind of model sense of like, I know you're looking at me. Oh, oops, you're looking at me. Who's looking at me? Everyone is looking at me. Which I have mixed feelings about, but it's fun to role play that kind of persona, I think. And so I am very much enjoyed this song. I had a good time recording it for you. Do I need to tell you anything else about it? I don't think so. Here it is. It is called Looking at Me. Did I catch your attention? You look like you lost your breath. When I circle the room, you an owl, you gon' twist your head. Don't you come at me green with an attitude when my lips and my soles are red. If I leave you behind, you can look for the broken necks. 'Cause I've been here once or twice. Never worry about the eyes, no. Don't you stand there staring, honey. Try to move your feet. If you think they're looking at you, they're looking at me. I can make it nice and easy. I'ma take the lead. They ain't even looking at you, baby. They're looking at me. They're looking at me. Yeah, they're looking at me. Maybe young for a teacher, I'll teach you what you don't know. I can teach you the things that you want to know. But I can't give it up all at once, you would overdose. Don't you bring any bull in the room tonight, it's a whole new rodeo. It could be you and me, but you know that I'll steal the show. 'Cause I've been here once or twice. Never worry about the eyes, no. Don't you stand there staring, honey. Try to move your feet. If you think they're looking at you, they're looking at me. I can make it nice and easy. I'ma take the lead. They ain't even looking at you, baby. They're looking at me. They're looking at me. Yeah, they're looking at me. But they're looking at me, babe. 'Cause they're looking at me. If I leave you behind, you can look for the broken eggs. Don't you stand there staring, honey. Try to move your feet. If you think they're looking at you, they're looking at me. I can make it nice and easy. I'ma take the lead. They ain't even looking at you, baby.